Hello guys, so today I am going to discuss an important phenomena, that is the phenomena of rainfall. So we have seen that from the last 4 to 5 days there is intense rainfall in the northern part of India along with the hailstorm, especially in part of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, then Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir. So we will see why this rainfall before the monsoon, because generally we have seen that the rainfall come during the monsoon time. So we will see how this rainfall is formed, how this rainfall is occur, why there is a time of rainfall before the summer, after the summer, and during the winter time. So we will see the entire concept behind the rainfall. So generally in India we have seen there are three type of rainfall, that is convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall and the frontal rainfall. So what happened just after the summer, the rainfall which we have seen, that is the monsoon rainfall, it is because of the, it is called as convectional rainfall. So what is the meaning of convectional rainfall? See, during the summer time, means in the month of March, April, May, June, what happened, there is a intense heat on the surface of the earth, means the surface of the earth is heated too quickly. So there is a well pressure developed during the summer time. But this is the property of land, that if it heated too quickly, then it will lose heat too quickly, as when you compare it with the oceans. So during the summer time, the land is heated too fast. Okay, now this is the property that it will lose the heat once the pressure is well developed. So what happened after the summer, the earth is started losing the heat. Okay, so during the summer there is a high pressure on the land, but after the summer what happen, when the heat is heat is loosened by the earth, it will create a low pressure. So when it create the low pressure, it will attract the air from the ocean, especially from the Arabian Sea, and that's why we call it as southwest monsoon, and the rainfall which occur after the summer. So when it attract the air from the oceans, what happen, this air which comes from the ocean, it will carry the moisture. Now when it comes on the surface of the earth, it also started goes up, means this is the property of air, that it will goes from higher pressure to the lower pressure. So what happen, air is rises upward in the atmosphere. Okay, so when this air is rises upward, what happen, it loses the temperature, means with increase in height the temperature is reduces, and in geographical term we call it as lapse rate, means by the in there is a reduction of 6.5 degrees centigrade temperature with 1000 meter. So how the heat is how the temperature is reduces. So at a certain point of time, at a certain point in the atmosphere, what happen, this air become cold. Okay, so when this air become cold, what happen, there is a process of condensation. Now what is the meaning of condensation? See, in the atmosphere there are small particle which we call it as aerosols. Now when this air is cools up, what happen, the moisture which present in the air, it will bind up with these aerosols. So it will form a small water droplet. Now this small water droplet will combine, then it form a bigger droplet. Now this bigger droplet again combine and form a cloud. So when the cloud is fully developed, it fall in the form of rainfall. So that's why we see the rainfall during the what I can say, after the summer. So this rainfall is called as convectional rainfall. Okay, and generally we call it as southwest monsoon. Okay, so this is the concept behind this monsoon rainfall. Now second one is orographic rainfall. So what is the meaning of orographic rainfall? Actually this rainfall is occurred due to some barriers, let's say mountains and Himalaya. So what happen when the air is like bombarded with this mountains, this air is goes up. Okay, suppose consider this is the mountain. Now the air is coming, or air is coming from the ocean. So like this air is bombarded with this mountain, and this like goes up, this one. So this is like how the rain is going up, sorry, this air is rises upward. And we know that this is the property of air, that when it rises upward, the temperature is reduces. So same processes happen when at a certain point in the atmosphere, there is a process of condensation, like this small water droplet is formed, then bigger cloud is formed. And when the cloud is well developed, it give the rainfall. So this is called as orographic rainfall. Okay, one thing here to be noted, that when the air which takes up the heat from the earth, and when it goes in the atmosphere, it also lose the heat when it form the water droplet, and this process is called as adiabatic process. Okay, now the third one, which is important in the present context, that is frontal rainfall. So the rainfall which we have seen like from last 4 to 5 days in the northern part, in the part of Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana. So this rainfall is called as frontal rainfall, or sometimes we call it as cyclonic rainfall. But what we call this rainfall, in the this occur in the month of April. Actually this is the western disturbances. The rainfall this occur due to the western disturbances. Now what is the meaning of western disturbances? See, this time in the month of April, the air is coming from the Mediterranean Sea, means from the west side. The air is coming toward the India in the northern part. So we know that in the northern part there are Himalayas and mountains. So what happen when this air coming from the Mediterranean Sea, from the western side, this air is like bombarded with these mountains. And we know that during the April, means this time, there is a heat on the surface of the earth. So the lower surface of the earth is heated, and the air which come from the Mediterranean Sea is the cold air. So upper surface is what? In the upper atmosphere there is a cold air, and in the lower atmosphere there is a warm air. So it will create an instability in the atmosphere. And we know that when the cold air and the warm air meet up, the cold air will sink down. Why? Because the cold air is heavy and this warm air is goes upward. Suppose this is the what I can say, this is the cold air which come from the Mediterranean Sea, this is my warm air. So this cold air will sink down and this warm air will goes upward. And we know that this is the property of air with increasing high, the temperature is reduces, and it form a water droplet. Form a water droplet in the atmosphere. This water droplet combine and then form a bigger cloud and form in the form of rainfall. So that's why we have seen this rainfall, because of the western disturbances. Now one important thing is that this time we have seen there is a intense hailstorm along with the rainfall. So how this hailstorm is formed? Now let me clear you. Hailstorm in Hindi we call it as what? Ola vrashti or Ola, something like that. So it's okay. So this is called as hailstorm. Okay, so how this hailstorm is formed? See, when the air is rise up, and at a certain point of time, what happen, the temperature is what? We know that the temperature is reduces with increase in height. But sometime there is a low pressure, means sometime there is a low temperature. And because of that, due to the very low temperature, this water droplet converted into the ice droplet. uh, but the important question is that where it does form. Basically we know that just after the earth, there are different you can say layers, like troposphere, then stratosphere, mesosphere, then ionosphere. So like whatever the phenomena is occur of the rainfall and like clouds and this what I can say, this hailstorm, everything is occur in the troposphere. So what happened in the troposphere, at the in the troposphere, at the end of the troposphere, sometime the temperature is very low, or we can call it as dew point, and because of that the hailstorm is formed and formed on the surface of the earth. Okay, so this is the concept behind the rainfall. Okay, and one more important thing, during the winter time we also seen the rainfall. This is nothing but also western disturbances. Okay, so we have seen different rainfall just after the summer, the rainfall which occur, this is called as monsoon rainfall, or we call it convection rainfall. Sometime the we call it orographic rainfall, which occur due to some barrier, and then the frontal rainfall. So frontal rainfall which we have seen during this month, in the month of summer. Okay, so this is the phenomena how the rainfall is formed. Now one more thing I want to clear, like the rainfall which comes down, it comes from the cloud. So now important question is that, like, which clouds give the rainfall. So see, there are three layers of clouds below the surface of the, sorry, just above the surface of the earth. There is a strato cloud, and in the, because these are the types of cloud. So just after, just like uh, after the surface means just above the surface of the earth, there is a stratus cloud. In the middle there is a alto cloud, and in the upper there is a cirrus cloud. But the rainfall which we have seen is come from the only comes from the cumulonimbus and stratonimbus, means the rainfall which we have seen is generally from these two clouds, generally means from the cumulonimbus and stratonimbus, which these clouds will give the rainfall. Okay, so this is what I want to explain regarding the phenomena of rainfall. Thank you.